Alrighty, so today we have the news for the new upcoming festival, which is the global anniversary, if I'm not mistaken. You want to come up here? Come here, come here. Wow. Okay, she's a little rowdy today, so we'll see how this goes. But either way, I have the patch notes pulled up and everything. I've got the live stream pulled up. I've got a couple of highlights. I'm not going to go over every single thing. Like, I'm not going to show them going over the costumes or anything. We'll just look at them in the patch notes themselves because, I've already looked through this morning. I'm kind of interested. I don't know what it is about this Mael particularly, but I'm not super hyped. I'm glad that goddesses are getting support. Don't get me wrong. But the fact that it's a goddess character and it's just bringing the goddess team back and you can already use Melly Elizabeth with this team, it's just going to be, hey, we're now running the two newest festival characters on the same team. And I don't know, it feels like it's going to be super dominating or maybe just really annoying. I'm not sure. Like, I already have a lot of trouble using the human team or like the new collab units up against Melly Ellie sometimes. And so I think this is just going to cement the goddess team as being like, really strong, but could be wrong. I don't know. Either way, we do have the new character, of course. I think he looks fantastic. He looks sick. Unfortunately, you can't take his hood off or anything. All of his cosmetics do keep the hood on, which I guess is thematic, but I almost wanted to see like some haircuts or something for him, which it is what it is. It's fine. Let's look at the character and the banner really quickly. We have his ultimate animation. Oh my god, that was really loud. I know this is really small. Here, I'll full screen this for a second. So he puts like a miasma on the field. Dark ball of energy. This quality is really low. And then, okay, he just explodes. All right. I mean, honestly, I've seen better. And honestly, the Bell animation, which is his AoE, a little lackluster. Gotta be honest. I don't know what it is about this unit, but it's just rubbing me the wrong way for some reason. Massive passive. Increases all stats of goddess allies by 4% for each one participating in battle. The hero's basic stats increase by 2% for each buff and debuff effect active on the battlefield up to a maximum of 20%. Applies Mark of Good and Evil on goddess allies at the start of the battle. So I was almost expecting him to be a goddess and a demon unit. They shifted into just goddess only, if I'm not mistaken. So he get that at the start of the turn for 3 turns. Mark of Good and Evil is decrease damage taken by 50% of the final damage when an enemy's attack results in a crit. Becomes immune to stat decrease. So that's pretty typical for Mael units so far. I'm hoping that you can use the same UR gear on this one because he does have the name Mael, I would hope. I don't see why there would be any issues there. Applies Punishing Wave on all enemies at the start of the battle when the hero uses a skill to deal damage to an enemy on an additional effect is applied, which is Punishing Wave. Punishing Wave is damage dealt is minus 20%, stacks up to 3 times. So he seems to get a lot of damage reduction and stuff, which is interesting. When Punishing Wave reaches max stacks, they are removed and replaced with Ripple of Light for 1 turn. Ripple of Light is fixes skill damage dealt, including those of ultimate moves, to 1. Okay, so, God, he seems like a super stally kind of unit. I don't know. I've seen him do a little bit of damage in the PvP showcase. We'll watch the one match of it. But I don't know. He seems really like supporty, kinda. I don't know. His skills are definitely like damaging skills, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know. The passive seems like just dependent on him surviving the battle. If the hero deals damage to an enemy with a single target attack, that enemy will be inflicted with Mark of Retribution for 3 turns, and that is attack-related stats minus 20%, defense-related stats minus 20%. So that's kind of interesting. You're kind of debuffing, setting up for a bigger attack. If an enemy with Mark of Retribution is defeated by the hero's single target attack, 100% of the final damage will be dealt to 1 random enemy. Okay, so he has kind of like the Escanor effect, which is kind of cool considering that Mael's Grace is like the whole point of him even being able to do stuff like that. So I like that. I think that's kind of a cool little callback. He does have a new commandment. This one is a commandment of Love, Truth, Reticence, and Purity. And it is when using an all-target skill other than an ultimate move, all heroes on the battlefield have their HP-related stats decreased by 7% for 2 turns before the skill activates. So, I think the whole point of that is just to put more debuffs on the field for his passive. Not 100% sure, like, if there's any, like, PvE use or anything that you could really get out of this, or like some synergy. Maybe, I don't know, but we'll see, I guess. His skills are Smite single target and Ripple AoE. Smite is ×2 crit chance increase, ×2 crit damage increase, damage dealt plus 150% to enemies marked by a Mark of Retribution. So I can only hope that it puts Mark of Retribution on before the attack goes off from the passive. I would hope, not 100%. If not, I guess the second attack or the second single target that you use will do more damage if you get another one. Inflicts ripple damage equal to 390% of attack on all enemies, which is ×3 pierce rate increase, ignores enemy defense, attack plus 50% when using skills, damage dealt plus 30% for each punishing wave on the target. That is quite a lot. That is a huge skill effect. I did see a little bit of the PvP. We'll watch it together, but I don't remember him putting up like crazy big numbers, but I could have been wrong there. They did do two PvP matches. I'm just going to show the first one. I don't know if the second one's better or not, but applies Mark of Retribution on all enemies for 3 turns, inflicts smite damage equal to 750% of attack, then applies Ripple of Light for 1 turn. So you don't get Ripple of Light unless you get him 5/6 or 6/6. And then you don't get it to put Mark of Retribution on until 3/6. So this is definitely more of a pay-to-win type character, not surprising. The banner's looking pretty good overall. Thor in here, Arthur in here, Escanor in here. I don't necessarily need Escanors, but I would love to get more Arthurs and Thors. I think my Thor's 4/6, would like to max her out, and then I think my Arthur's only 2/6, so I would love to get more copies of him, because I still think that he's a cool character. The older festivals aren't crazy good, but then again, the newer... This is the newest Light Liz, I think. I'm not 100% positive on that. Obviously, if you're using Melly Ellie, it's not going to matter, but she's alright. If you don't have her maxed out, could be good for your Goddess team. The rest of the units in the banner, honestly, not my favorite. Like, I don't know. It just seems like a whole bunch of random stuff. The first thing that even caught my eye this morning was this Slater. This Bond, like, what are these characters? I don't know. Just so random, so old. Like, this Blue Merlin is good. Like, she's new, but I don't know. The whole lineup not looking great. The festival lineup's not bad, though, so I guess I can't complain too much. But either way, you do get a guaranteed copy at 900. There is a power-up ticket or whatever. There's also a new free banner that's going to have these characters in it. You get a free copy of Estarossa, a free copy of Wild, and a free copy of Festival Zeldris, which old, not really super useful nowadays. But either way, I can't remember, obviously... I think I'm good to skip past that. We'll watch the PvP in just a minute. We're getting Chapter 3 of the Four Knights storyline, which is cool. Here are his outfits. Honestly, they look pretty cool overall. I don't know. This one's a little edgy. This one, I'm not 100% sure if I actually like this one or not, but this one's really, really cool to me. I don't know, his wings are massive. Like, I don't know, his field presence is going to be undeniable. There's a new PvE game mode, which they did talk about in the dev notes. I just didn't go over the dev notes this time. But it's a new PvE mode, and it's basically going to be a third game mode to get LR seals. So now it's going to rotate between Labyrinth, Heroes Arena, and then Leonis Defensive War, which is kind of interesting. They did show it off a little bit right here, if I'm not mistaken. I honestly don't understand really how it works, besides the fact that you set 4 teams, and then I think it just auto-battles. Like, it puts this team up. They're all level 1. It has something to do with, like, you can get buffs for your characters and apply the buffs with this screen right here. I don't really understand how it works. We'll obviously get some hands-on experience with this, I assume, whenever the patch drops. But yeah, they buff the characters up a little bit. You can see, well, I think these numbers are just like the hero slot, but I think it gives them some, yeah, so it's giving them some levels and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know if this is like just a random buff gets applied and then you just Candy Crush it to to increase the buff. I don't know. I don't really understand. What is it right here? Oh, this is the gameplay for it? Alright. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to knock it till I try it, but it definitely doesn't look super interesting, just to be honest with you. So, yeah, either way, that is the new game mode. Not, like I said, not 100% sold on that, but I do want to try it first. I do like PvE stuff. It goes over how to enter, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to read over all of this right now, but I definitely should go back and read that. There's 50 LR seals in the shop, though, which is pretty big. Obviously, I think Heroes Arena has 50, and then Labyrinth typically has 50, so this is another way to get 50. They did say in the dev notes that they're going to shorten Heroes Arena by a week, so I think they're just going to do, like, month-long rotations, I guess. Or, does Labyrinth even last for a full month at this point? I don't actually know. So maybe it'll be like Heroes Arena for a month, and then Labyrinth for 2 weeks, or however long it is now, and then maybe this one for another 2 weeks or so, and then back to the month-long Heroes Arena, which they're also planning on buffing the Heroes Arena rewards, and they talked about even potentially adding a new difficulty for it since they're shortening it by a week to give people more chance to get like stuff out of the shop, which makes sense. There's a new Legendary Rush Draw, of course, that's coming. Since the festival, or since the year is like ticking over, there's going to be a new like starter banner or whatever. Here's all the rewards that you're going to get from the Book of Heroes Chapter 3, so lots of like free tickets in here for the free banner, as well as just some random materials and stuff. There is a new Goddess card set, increases Goddess allies' defense-related stats by up to 5%, and then for each buff applied to Goddess allies, their attack increases by up to 3%. So, it's a limit of 3 times, so that's only 9% total, but that's not hard to max out. We do have 2 new Holy Relics, and I was really excited because, one, Demon King getting a Holy Relic is kind of cool. I have been seeing more Demon Kings lately with the Melee Ellie sort of demon team. And then I've wanted one for Jericho for a really long time. A lot of people were wanting like a human sort of like Nanashi equivalent for the human team, and I was really hoping that Jericho would get it, but I don't think it is. Increases the hero's crit chance by 50% for 2 turns at the start of the battle, which is okay. She's really old, so her stats are bad. 50%, not sure if that's enough. Increases allies' attack by 30% for 2 turns when the hero attacks an enemy with a critical and a critical strike occurs. So she has to crit, and then she increases attack by 30% for her allies. So could be okay, but let's be honest, that's probably not going to be very good. And this character, none of these Jerichos really have any good use cases, so I'm unfortunately not very hype about this one, even though I do really like Jericho and I've wanted her to get a Holy Relic for a while. The Demon King one is increases the hero's attack-related stats by 10% for each retrocession effect on the allies. For each retrocession effect removed, the hero recovers 10% of max HP. When a retrocession is removed from the hero's damage taken decreases by 50% for 2 turns. So these, if you don't know, I think the retrocession stacks are the ones that you put on at the very beginning of the match for him, and then they all get removed after his 2 turns where he ranks up his cards and everything. So once his damage cap is going to get removed, he basically is going to get damage reduction and everything, which his HP pool is not great. I don't know. We'll see how that kind of works out. I'm definitely interested to give it a shot nonetheless. They are making it to where you can exchange festival coins for 2 of the light and dark characters, which is kind of interesting. So you can either get Purgatory Melee or Light Escanor with regular festival coins. I'm pretty sure this is what this is saying. So that is actually kind of interesting, but both of these characters are pretty old and outdated at this point. But if you still need them or need copies for them, that's definitely an option. Obviously, there's a bunch of new bundles and stuff. I just realized that we're going to have to make dark books for the new Mael. More bundles, of course. Check-in events, so there's a bunch of diamonds for the month, of course, because of the festival, and then there's a 2-week check-in event with tickets for the free banner. There are special missions? Yeah, special missions, and you get keys for the, like, Hawk or Wishbox event. So that's kind of alright, I guess. No free multi for the banner, though, which is kind of cringe. Not sure about that. There's a Blessings event, which is fine. They haven't done one of those in a couple of festivals now, I think. The Wishbox event comes with a couple of costumes and some random rewards and stuff here. I'm not too terribly excited about that. Whack-A-Hawk, not my favorite game mode, but it's not too bad. I don't know. It can be kind of annoying just playing it over and over again for the to get all the rewards, but it's an event. That's typically how it goes. There is 5 free tickets here, so I assume there's another 5 tickets somewhere else, and this is for the Whack-A-Hawk. I assume, yeah, the other 5 are going to be in the Cath Pelug event boss parade. So there's also one of the cards here, a couple of other random rewards. rewards for the exchange shot for the boss. Purinpoo's coming back, which if you don't know, this is like a co-op boss that you can like play with friends and stuff. I do really like these game modes. I'm interested to see how crazy this has gotten now, because they brought it back, like, it's been probably over a year at this point ago, but there was like a like the amount of damage that you could deal to this boss has increased exponentially at this point, and it's really easy to get like super high scores. So I don't know if they're tweaking the difficulty on it at all, but it definitely could get kind of crazy with some of these new modern characters that we have. Anniversary Holy Relic Festival Diamond Perk event. So just like all the other UR festivals, you don't get Mael's SSR costume unless you spend 900. Just some regular old rewards there. Lucky Bag tickets are coming back. King Exchange event is coming back, which I guess they rebranded it to Percival. Boosting events and stuff. There is a new Hawk Pass, but it comes with a Sariel outfit, which I'm not a huge fan of. Like, I don't know. Sariel already has like max outfits and everything, so I didn't really think that he needed one, but oh well. One battle event, and then there is a couple of system updates as well. So artifact card pack opening speed is improved. Now when you use auto clear tickets and you hit max, I think it only goes up to as high as you can go, which is pretty cool. I like that. It'll probably save a little bit of time. In-game notification features improved. Blue dots will be removed from each menu of the contents, and previous blue dots will be replaced by red dots. A red dot will appear when you are eligible to participate in or use content with a specific duration in the game. So, okay, whatever. You can now just single click on anvils without having to confirm if you want to. Knighthood abnormal reconnection limit adjust. So during the Knighthood competition, the maximum number of abnormal reconnections allowed per battle will be limited to 1, which is pretty big considering that it's like a very common practice in Guild Wars to just like, if you don't get the outcome that you want with the cards, you just reset and then you just try a whole bunch of other different moves and try to see if you can get the best outcome, basically. Kind of annoying, kind of stupid in my opinion, so I'm interested to see how this one plays out. Obviously it's going to affect a lot of wars, considering like if you make a mistake or whatever, which I'm very prone to, it's basically GG at that point, so interested to see how that actually affects stuff. They removed the affinity level 2 reward button, I think, CV or whatever. I think that's for like character animations, and I think it just doesn't show up unless you actually unlock the affinity level 2 reward for it. I'm not 100% sure what that one's talking about. Adventure log and quest notification UI improvement. On the top right of the main screen, lobby, or world, the adventure logs UI will be improved. The transparency of the scroll bar below the quest notification will be adjusted. Okay, that's fine. Couple of bug fixes, and that is pretty much it. Let's watch a little bit of this PvP gameplay just to get a little bit of a feel. They're going up against the Meli Demon team, which is pretty fitting considering that's definitely the team that I see the most right now. And then, like I said, it's literally just the two newest festivals on the same team, and then you've got Margaret as a good support here. So, I mean, I guess, I don't know, it is what it is, but I foresee a annoying meta for the next little bit until there's some new characters that come out. So this is level 1, doing some pretty solid damage. It's not like crazy considering, like, I mean, like that is good, don't get me wrong, but like with the demon team you can already do 3 AoEs and kill off 2 characters if your team is bulky enough. So I'm not super impressed by that damage so far, but he definitely seems cool. I'll give it to him. I like I said, I'm glad the Goddess team is getting some support. They get pretty shafted, honestly. Obviously, still need some new fairies and new giants, but we'll see if we ever get that. I think he's pretty much cooked at this point. Maybe we'll watch the second match, because I actually don't think I watched that one at all. So let's swap over to this one. He gets to go first again. He's using Demiurge this time instead of Gelda, I think, right? So, lowers crit resistance with Margaret. Obviously, Esterosa can't be debuffed right now. Uses the AoE with Mael. Not nearly as much damage, surprisingly. Doesn't kill anybody turn 1 this time around. Demiurge? I don't think Demiurge did that. Why would, I don't know, why would it be affected that much more? Because he's definitely still got Sigurd in the back. I see the curse debuff or whatever it's called. Okay, using that single target's crazy considering he had the shield up. Doing basically no damage, though, so Mael's passive definitely coming in handy there. Literally, like, no damage. That's kind of insane. Let's skip forward just a little bit so that way we can see more stuff. Using single target with melee, and then another single target with melee. So this one does break through the shield, but just barely. And it does put the mark on him, I assume. Not sure. It doesn't look like it purged it off. I think it was that red debuff that was over the top of the head there. So just double kills the melee Ellie there. Pretty much GG at that point. Like, these characters are not going to be able to do anything. He did some damage to Margaret there. That's nuts, actually. Like, the damage reduction and everything is pretty scary. Which, I mean, that typically seems to be how it goes. They want the Goddess team to be a little bit tankier, a little bit more, like, focused on stats and stuff. You can definitely tell that from Melee Ellie's passive on the Goddess part. But then the Demon team is always normally, like, way more aggressive and attack-focused and doing big damage numbers. So definitely fitting, I guess. But either way, I think we're going to call it there. I don't really have anything else to go and talk about, but I'm interested to definitely mess around with this some a little bit tomorrow. I'll probably try to make a video on it when I get home. I don't know. I did a summon video for the last rotation that I did on the collab. I probably will just go ahead and summon for the character in the morning, and then if I end up doing any more summons, 4.3 mil. I mean, I know that's on just Sigurd, which is not super impressive, but that's a pretty big number. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to upload any summons or not. Honestly, I just don't think summon videos really do all that well, and I think people are just more interested in seeing the character, because this game has a guarantee. Like, it's only really exciting if you pull, like, 6/6 in one rotation, and how often does that actually happen? So either way, I think that's pretty much it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. If I don't get around to it tomorrow, I will definitely be around and try to make some videos this weekend. So either way, yeah, cool. See you guys later.